Abdelaziz Bouteflika resigned as Algeria's president on April the 2nd. But it wasn't enough to quell public disaffection that has now lasted for 16 weeks.
We want to set our country free. They have wronged us. They have disgraced us. This is the rule of the disgraceful. This is the rule of the mafia.
The protesters want to see the removal of what they view as a corrupt elite, composed not only of politicians, but also military officers and powerful business leaders.
I think that the people need to demand a lot more. That's why we're still here today.
Much of the opposition believes Bouteflika, whose health is failing, was simply a figurehead, and they don't think much of his replacements, the interim president Abdelkader Ben Salah and Prime Minister Noureddin Bedawi, who was appointed in one of Bouteflika's last acts. But the way forward is unclear. Algeria's Constitutional Council cancelled elections that were scheduled for early July. The only two candidates, who were previously unknown to the public, were rejected by the council, with none of the major parties having opted to seriously contest the election. Ben Salah has been told by the council to organise another election, but no date has been set, and until then, he said he'll stay in power. Sitting perhaps uncomfortably between the politicians and the protesters is General Ahmed Gaid Salah. Heeding the demonstrations, he originally forced Bouteflika's resignation and has himself been cited as a potential contender for office. But the protesters would rather otherwise.
The army must support and guarantee the democratic process in Algeria. That is to say, the democratic transition. It must support it. The army should never do politics.
Yet with the military not having shown a decisive hand, opposition members believe the government and an entrenched elite are simply buying time, hoping that they will run out of momentum. With no elections in sight, will the old guard prevail, or are the demonstrations still building? For their part, the protesters are adamant that they will persist.
This popular wave would have made any government in the world step down. But here, our government is dead. So we simply have to keep going. We will not stop.
Adam Pletz, The Newsmakers.